Well, hello and welcome to our program tonight. Um, Somebody mentioned last week I was doing one song that they liked, and they were wondering what album it might be on or what CD it might be on. So it hit me that maybe I ought to tell you what CDs I'm working from. But tonight, all but one song is going to come from my Cabin in Glory Land album, and this first one being no exception. It comes from the Cabin album. It was written by a guy named Hurtist Millsap, and try as I would, I could not find a picture of him. I couldn't find anything about him. We know that the song was published in 1940, and a lot of quartets have done this song. It's been a very popular song and been recorded by a lot of people, but I just couldn't find out anything about the writer of the song. So rather than me just going on about it, I will say one thing. I feature banjo on this song. I had started playing up in the mountains a good bit after I guess I was done with my second album by that time. And people up here were going, we like your music. You need a banjo to go with that music, or a mandolin to go with it. Oddly enough, they never did say fiddle. It's a good thing, because fiddle's the one instrument you don't want to hear me play. I do mess around with one, and I wish I had started playing it when I was very young, because I love the instrument, but it's just not an instrument that I've ever spent enough time with to master. But anyway, they wanted to hear banjo, so I went and bought a banjo, and little did I realize this was not going to be mandolin, no problem. It's just learning to play the chords and everything. It's tuned a little different, but it was just a chordal thing, kind of like guitar or whatever. So that wasn't much of a stretch, but banjo was another thing, because you got your picking that you got to do, and your high string is on the top, up here under your thumb, rather than so it threw me for about a month. It was about a month before I could really even think about recording anything with it. But on my third album, on the radio album, I did a lot of banjo, and of course by the time I got to the fourth album, which is my Cabin album, I had gotten to where I could sort of manage it a little bit better. But anyway, this is a song that we feature banjo in. It's called "I've Got That Old Time Religion in My Heart."
I'm glad Jesus came, glory to his name. Oh, what a friend is he. He so freely gave his own life to save, from bonds of sin set free. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, oh, waiting down inside. I've got a new kind of feeling in my heart, joys of life. Nobody knows what it means to me. Nobody knows but my Lord and me. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, oh, waiting down inside. What a joy to know one who loves us so. He is so kind and true. He has changed my life from all sin and strife. He'll do the same for you. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, oh, waiting down inside. I've got a new kind of feeling in my heart, joys of life. Nobody knows what it means to me. Nobody knows but my Lord and me. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, oh, waiting down inside. Humbly to him bow, just let the Lord come in. You'll find perfect peace, joy will never cease. You shall the life crown win. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, oh, waiting down inside. I've got a new kind of feeling in my heart, joys of life. what it means to me. Nobody knows but my Lord and me. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, way down inside. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, way down inside. I've got a new kind of feeling in my heart, the joys of life. Nobody knows what it means to me. Nobody knows but my Lord and me. I've got that old-time religion in my heart, way down inside.
For our second song tonight, I'm going to do a song that was written by Isaiah Martin. And here again, there's not a lot known about him. I couldn't find a picture of him. But he wrote this about 1905, and he was an evangelist. He was in the Church of the Nazarene. And they had a saying that said, when they would leave their meetings and stuff, they would say to each other, one day we're going to meet each other just inside that eastern gate. So he wrote a song called The Eastern Gate, somewhere around 1905. And this is the one exception tonight. It comes from my Angel Band album. And I dedicated this song and this album to Linda's granny, Hammond, because she loved this song, and she passed away while I was recording that particular album. So I dedicated the album to her, and I don't remember now, but I don't think she ever got to hear the song in its finished state. But she was the reason I did this song, because she just loved this song. So we dedicated our Angel Band album to her. But it's a song called The Eastern Gate.
I will meet you in the morning, just inside the eastern gate. Then be ready, faithful pilgrim, lest with you it be too late. I will meet you, just inside the eastern gate over there. I will meet you, I will meet you, I will meet you in the morning over there. If you hasten off to glory, linger near the eastern gate, for I'm coming in the morning, so you'll not have long to wait. I will meet you in the morning, I will meet you in the morning, just inside the eastern gate over there. I will meet you in the morning, I will meet you in the morning, I will meet you in the morning over there. Keep your lamps all trimmed and burning, for the bridegroom watch and wait. He'll be with us at the meeting, just inside the eastern gate. I will meet you in the morning, I will meet you in the morning, just inside the eastern gate over there. I will meet you in the morning, I will meet you in the morning, I will meet you in the morning over there. That glad meeting with the saints who for us wait. What a blessed happy meeting, just inside the eastern gate. I will meet you in the morning, I will meet you in the morning, just inside the eastern gate over there. I will meet
For those of you who enjoy these great old gospel songs, I've put together a complete collection of all 6 of my gospel albums on 3 CDs. Most of the songs we'll be doing on the Friday Night Sing-Along are contained in this collection. There are 2 complete albums on each CD, and this collection also contains a book with the words and the chord changes I use to play each of the 62 songs. Perfect for those that like to sing and play along. Just go to our website, www.birdyeomans.com, and click the My Music Store tab, and this special offer will be at the top of the page. You can also email us directly if you prefer, and that address is linda@birdyeomans.com. You'll also find my individual CDs as well as DVDs of the Friday Night Sing-Along episodes. Now let's get back to some of that great old-time gospel music. For our next song tonight, this is another one from the Cabin album. Now this guy I was able to find a little bit of information on. His name's Vince Gill, for those of you that I'm sure most of you know Vince Gill, and I've found many pictures of him. But this particular song, he started writing in 1989. One of his friends was Keith Whitley, and of course Keith Whitley passed away in '89. He said he started writing the song, but he didn't finish it. And he said when he was trying to deal with sorrow and grief, he'll pick up his guitar and write a lot, you know. And then his brother passed away in 1993, and that prompted him to finish the song. But he said it was a sad song, and he just didn't know if anybody would want to hear it or not. But they must have, because it won a Grammy for Best Country Song of the Year in 1995, and in '96 it won CMA Song of the Year. So after that, it became quite popular. I recorded it, I guess, about 98, 99, somewhere along in there. And right at first, I didn't get a lot of response to it. I mean, you know, people, they liked it all right. But then, after a couple more years, people would come up and go, you know, they played that at my uncle so-and-so's funeral or my mom's funeral. And it became sort of a song that a lot of people play at funerals. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not badly mistaken, I think Vince sang this at George Jones' funeral. So it has become a song that gets sung at funerals a lot, but it's a beautiful song. It's called Go Rest High on That Mountain.
I know your life on earth was troubled, and only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to the rain. So go rest high on that mountain, 'cause your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us. We gathered round your grave to grieve. Wish I could see the angels' faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. rest high on that mountain, 'cause your work on earth is done. Go to heaven a-shouting, love for the Father and the Son. So go rest high on that mountain, 'cause your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting, love for the Father and the Son. Go to heaven shouting, love for the Father and the Son.
This next song was written by a lady. She was extremely popular back in the 1800s. She was her name was Fannie J. Crosby. She wrote under some 50 pseudonyms because she wrote so many songs. There was some kind of procedure done on her eyes when she was about 6 weeks old, and she was left blind for the rest of her life. But and sometime later in her life, she said that in a way that caused her to be able to see some things in a different light or better. And she wrote tons of lyrics. By some accounts, over 8,500 songs. So that's why she wrote under so many pseudonyms. And she mostly wrote just the poem part of the songs. And William Bradbury and a guy named Doane, and there was 3 or 4 other guys that wrote the music for her. And this song that we're about to do now, some people have complained that it's called "Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior," and they're going, God won't pass anybody by. And to some extent that's true. But what you have to understand, when people are writing stuff like "Build me a cabin in the corner of glory land," it's a point of humility, you know. You're not being so puffed up and blusterous where you're expecting things. You know, you're thankful to God that He would not pass you by or whatever. But anyway, she was in a prison one day, and she had gone through reading some of her poems and everything, and one of the guys in the prison cried out, "Lord, don't pass me by." And that caused her to think about this. So she went home and she wrote this song. But this is a song by Fannie J. Crosby. Do Not Pass Me By.
Pass me not, O gentle Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, pass me by. Let me at thy throne of mercy find the sweet relief. Kneeling there in deep contrition, help my unbelief. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Trusting only in thy merit, would I seek thy face. Heal my wounded, broken spirit, save me by thy grace. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Thou, the spring of all my comfort, more than life to me. Whom have I on earth beside thee? Whom in heaven but thee? Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by.
Actually, I have a correction I need to make. That last song was not called Do Not Pass Me By. It was called Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior. I got a little excited there telling you about the prisoner saying that line, and I retitled the song for her, but Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior is the actual name of that song. I just want to thank everybody for coming by and being with us, and for joining in. I know there's a lot of stuff we can do in this world now, but to take a Friday night off and come by and sing songs with us, that just makes me feel so good. I'm enjoying seeing everybody start to chat together. Somebody last week made the statement that it's getting to be like a little family. I'm starting to see familiar faces, so to speak, in the chat room, and we're just seeing more and more people from around the world. It's so neat to be able to get to know people from different parts of the world. What it starts to let you know is that we are all just people. We all want our kids to be happy and grow up healthy. We all like to eat. We all get insulted when somebody says something angry to us. We're just people. The whole world around. It doesn't matter what color we are. It doesn't matter really what religion we are. Yes, we'd like for everybody to be Christian. But I would rather be your friend and you be whatever ideology you are so that we can sit down and talk. Doesn't that make sense? It's kind of like let's see, how can I phrase all of this? I saw a thing the other day about forgiveness, and I'm going to say it my way. I don't remember how they said it, but forgiveness does more for the forgiver than it does for the forgiven, because a lot of times you're holding a grudge, and the person you're holding a grudge, they could care less, you know. But when you forgive somebody, you get rid of that burden that you carry around. You get rid of all that anger inside of you and everything. So It's really, and it's the same thing with loving people around the world, you know. Instead of holding a grudge because somebody doesn't agree with you about every little thing. Listen, even the Christian faith doesn't agree on everything. We have the Protestants and the Catholics. That's two big divisions. And then, okay, so let's choose Protestant. What you gonna be? A Baptist, Presbyterian, Episcopalian, Methodist? Just see what I'm saying? So among even the people who claim to be of the same faith, we have differences. Anyway, let's all, every week, let's try to commit some random act of kindness and give somebody a smile. Okay, enough of that. For our last song tonight, I'm going to do a song that was written by Ira Stanfield. In 1945, he went to a camp meeting or some sort of evangelical meeting, and an inspirational speaker was speaking who was a successful businessman that had been inspired by this little girl who he said he'd gone for a ride one day in his depression because his business wasn't doing too good. Though he had plenty, he just wasn't doing so good. So he took this long ride and he came across this little girl who was standing in front of a house that didn't look like much, and a little doll that didn't look like much, wasn't dressed real fine and everything, but she was smiling, she was happy. And he asked how she could be so happy, and she said, because my daddy just came into some money and he's going to build us a mansion over that hilltop. And he said he went away so inspired by that story that he went home and he wrote this song. And so we're going to do it for you tonight. It's called, I've Got a Mansion Over the Hilltop.
I'm satisfied with just a cottage below, a little silver and a little gold. But in that city where the ransomed will shine, I want a gold one, that silver line. I've got a mansion just over the hilltop, in that bright land where we'll never grow old. And someday yonder we will never more wander, but walk the streets that are purest gold. Though often tempted, tormented and tested, and like the prophet, my pillow was stone. And though I find here no permanent dwelling, I know He'll give me a mansion my own. I've got a mansion just over the hilltop, in that bright land where we'll never grow old. And someday yonder we will never more wander, but walk the streets that are purest gold. Deserted or lonely, I'm not discouraged, I'm heaven bound. I'm just a pilgrim in search of a city. I want a mansion, a harp and a crown. I've got a mansion just over the hilltop, in that bright land where we'll never grow old. And someday yonder we will never more wander, but walk the streets that are purest gold. I've got a mansion just over the hilltop, in that bright land where we'll never grow old. And someday yonder we will never more wander, but walk the streets that are purest gold.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. It always makes me feel good that people will take time out of their week to join us and be with us on our Friday night sing-alongs. And as usual, I'm going to leave the chat room open for a little while so everybody visit with each other and enjoy each other. Don't forget to visit our website, birdyeomans.com. And if you have any questions or anything, Linda, my wife, will be glad to help you, and you can contact her. Her email address is linda@birdyeomans.com. And we just appreciate you being with us. And we will see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock.